and welcome to this Praha TV weekly news. I'm glad that you are here. In the next few minutes, I will walk you through the most important updates clearly, quickly, and with context, so you know what matters and why. This is Marcela Tomčíková, so let's get started. At the beginning of this edition, we dive into fundamental change in the way public transport passengers are checked in. The existing PID Lítačka application, which has been in operation since 2018, is already reaching its technical limits. Logically, it therefore needs to be gradually replaced by a new, more robust application with additional functions starting next year.
Prague is preparing a new application for travelers in Prague Integrated Transport, which is intended to replace the current PID Lítačka ticket. The change should happen next year. The main reason Prague chose to develop a new app is simply that the Lítačka, introduced by the city in 2018, hit its technical limits. Over time, it turned out the search core didn't have enough capacity.
The core for searching, establishing connections, and proposing all the novel functionalities we have integrated into the application. So we are not building a totally new app technically, but rebuilding the core and foundation so it can be more robust for future needs, even if more regions join Prague and the Central Bohemian region. So we are not building a totally new app technically, but rebuilding the core and foundation so it can be more robust for future needs, even if more regions join Prague and the Central Bohemian region. To ensure it can be more robust in the future and satisfy demands even if additional regions decide to affiliate with Prague and the Central Bohemian region.
Our goal is to have the new mobile app ready by January 1st. 2027, meaning all passengers will be using the updated version, and we don't want this update process to be complicated for travelers, meaning it will happen through a normal update, meaning you update your mobile application and the new functionalities, and perhaps even the new design of the mobile application will be written over, meaning you update your mobile application and the new functionalities, and perhaps even the new design of the mobile application will be written over.
Do you use a classic physical ticket or do you buy tickets through the Lítačka mobile application, and why?
Currently, I use Lítačka. It's more convenient. I don't need to buy one. I never had the Prague card. I switched straight to the phone and have used it since. Lítačka. And why?
It's simply easier for me to use. I don't even have to carry my wallet with me.
I use Lítačka primarily because it's a bit more convenient. A little bit, yes. I have Lítačka. And why? Because I have it in one place and it's good.
Not the classic, certainly not the mobile app.
The new application should have a whole range of new functionalities. For transfers in the metro, for example, it should tell you which carriage you should board, but there will be many more new features.
There is a plan to repaint it in the future in the Prague and Central Bohemian colors, like the red with light gray combination, you know. Or the Prague colors are historically red and yellow. And from the user's perspective, what they can look forward to starting next year, that is certainly in the area of the Central Bohemian region, in the less populated regions. In the less populated parts of the region, demand responsive transport integration.
Prague leadership simultaneously admits that there could be a renaming from the current PID Lítačka only to PID, but everything will be resolved during this year.
A large-scale artistic and architectural project on the new bridge between Prague 4 and 5. The exhibition of that is in the premises of the Prague 4 district office, and it presents how such a big project is being created. The artists show not only designs for future sculptures, but also a unique collection of lamps that they managed to acquire from dozens of countries all around the world.
Lights from over 140 countries will light the new Dvoreky Bridge soon. The project also incorporates statues and various artistic features designed to link the two sections of Prague, both for traffic and aesthetically. An exhibition at the Prague 4 Municipal District Office now shows how the entire project came to be.
On our side, there will also be the ears from the creator of these ears, Mr. Quintera. The other side will have a lamp park with lights from around the world. I think it will be beautiful. And the exhibition essentially introduces the sketches of this project.
The exhibition shows the author's original installation approach. The leading Czech sculptor Christoph Quintera works with raw materials, including concrete, which is meant to reference the bridge's construction. In the future, a sculpture of a sitting boy will also adorn it.
It is called Heavy Head. I deliberately selected that title because he is essentially a boy burdened with a heavy head. Because the world is in a bad state, so the boy thinks about the world's state and has a heavy head. It is figuratively a water spirit guarding the Vltava banks under the Dvoreki Bridge.
One of the most interesting elements, according to Prague 4 leaders, will be the worldwide lamp collection. The art team got them over months. They were acquired spontaneously thanks to a large collaborator network, says the author.
The final result developed spontaneously, and we didn't have a clear idea how it would end at first. As it went on, it turned out we were doing well. But the collaborator network is very large, so the result is we have 81 countries. The last catch should arrive next week from Bethlehem.
Thanks to the exhibition, interested parties thus got a chance to look behind the scenes of one of the largest artistic and architectural projects in Prague in recent years.
Active shooter attack. This is probably the biggest threat to public institutions and companies as well. And it's precisely the reason that the training of teachers, health or other workers focuses on. Training of the skills how to proceed in the event of an active shooter attack is provided by the Central Bohemian region. The so-called AMOC program is intended to improve responses directly in the field and teach basic steps that can protect lives.
The Central Bohemian region has greatly improved crisis training for school and hospital employees recently. The AMOC project is dedicated to examining the ways employees manage to respond the instant an active assailant shows up inside their facility. The program was created, among other things, based on the tragic event at the Faculty of Arts of Charles University, which showed how important clear and established rules are.
Unfortunately, we know from practice that an active shooter may already be present in some organizations and actually protecting those soft targets. Protecting pupils or patients is naturally the most important thing. It involves the training of personnel on the precise methods they must use to shield either their patients or indeed the students in schools very instant when an active shooter is present within the premises.
The preparation happens with the hospital and school personnel to ensure that the teachers or the medical staff and other personnel are capable of identifying the situation and are aware of the fundamental guidelines on how to conduct themselves and fundamentally manage the workflow of their workplace when such an event occurs. It is crucial not to panic, and the universal principle USB holds true. Escape, conceal, combat.
The region and police say it is vital to teach staff simple but effective procedures. These concern, for example, securing doors, orientation within the building, or the basic protection of patients who cannot leave on their own.
It involves numerous minor actions that ultimately possess the genuine potential to preserve human lives. For example, it covers the methods for securing doors to prevent the assailant from gaining entry. It's often discovered that doors swing outward into the corridor instead of opening inward toward the room. It is found, for example, in schools that doors do not have locks, so they can be closed. So how to barricade such doors?
Thousands of employees have already attended the training. The region intends to continue and expand practical drills this year so that their responses are executed with the utmost speed and precision.
Carnival fun, mask, music, dance on the street and good mood. This is Czech traditional celebration called Masopust. Let's visit one in the Prague's district Radotín, which holds the traditions that entertain young and old, and we couldn't miss out.
The popular carnival was held again in Radotín. A colorful procession of masks passed through the streets, complete with music, laughter, and the typical carnival atmosphere. It is simply a celebration of neighborhood, joy, and coming together.
We revived the tradition of the carnival approximately 10 years ago and added a carnival parade to our cultural and social groups. And essentially, as I mentioned, we committed to a historical tradition that existed here in Radotín in the past, since there was a relatively large German-speaking community residing here, along with local farmers and producers, resulting in substantial agricultural output. Consequently, These carnivals were quite a traditional feature throughout Radoteen's history.
Nice, very pleasant, and generally, Radoteen has lovely events throughout the year for various occasions, which is wonderful. Because even on the edge of Prague, it still lives its original Radoteen life, which is most important.
They have good food here, and it's wonderful that the people congregate and are acquainted with one another, so the event is nice.
It was amazing. They have many treats. We enjoyed it greatly. Right, Elishka? And we intend to keep enjoying it going forward. We danced, we sang, we applied makeup, and we played games. And naturally, we are carrying home a prize.
And we were very glad we came because we like joining these community activities, so we are very satisfied and enthusiastic. There's much to see and eat, so it's great for me.
And how did you find it today?
I find it particularly interesting that they offer savory pancakes. That's something I genuinely wouldn't have expected them to have here. And those blood sausages are huge. I have never seen one like that. So there are blood sausages here?
The kind the world hasn't seen?
Yes.
The workshop from the private kindergarten Petr Klíč got a lot of attention this year. The original idea amused kids and adults.
This event is fantastic because the carnival traditionally marks the coming of spring, and we always relish it immensely. Radoteen as a whole is inherently community-focused, hosting an innumerable amount of such gatherings, and I would describe the carnival as one of the vibrant and joyful ones, so we are thoroughly enjoying it. And we are here with a workshop representing our private school and kindergarten. We strive to participate in every community activity in Radoteen, and we are pleased that we have the opportunity that we can be a part of it and cooperate with the town. So I can only commend it. It is a great event.
Radoteen's carnival once again showed that when people gather with the will to have fun, a day is created that simply won't be forgotten. And we just have to look forward to the next one.
The Prague 4 City Hall will modify the intersection of Antala Staška and Nástrži streets on Ryšanka in Krč. How? An island will be created in the middle of the dangerous crossing. And also important change, the traffic light intervals will be changed so that pedestrians and turning cars do not have the green light at the same time. Traffic was limited at the intersection for almost 3 years. There will now be only one lane towards Jižní Spojka. 2 lanes for cars will remain in the opposite direction.
The intersection of Antala Staška and Nástrži at Ryšanka in Krč troubles pedestrians and disrupts traffic flow. The City District of Prague 4 has thus resolved to upgrade the intersection and take measures that are minor yet significantly more crucial that will calm the intersection and make it safer as well. Due to the construction of Metro D, it was closed for a long time, opening just before the end of 2025, at least in a provisional mode.
We only have a 1+1 system, with 1 lane against traffic. After evaluating the operation here for 1 month, we discovered numerous incomplete elements and potential hazards. I am glad that based on a joint discussion with both Rapid regarding the Metro D construction and the management of the Transport Department, I have reached a solution for them.
That is now legally binding, allowing us to start the adjustments.
The main changes that will occur here are that the most dangerous part here is the crosswalk over the 4-lane road, which is heavily frequented because crossing is prohibited on this side. So it is agreed that a temporary dividing island will be built there from Lego blocks, which will allow for pedestrian protection, and simultaneously the traffic light signaling will be reprogrammed, which will then permit buses traveling from Antala Staška Street to pass and intersect the pedestrian's path only once the pedestrians have completed their crossing.
Concurrently, a reserved lane for buses approaching from the direction of the southern link will be created.
Buses that are currently stuck in traffic jams should arrive at Budejovica Street punctually. And this solution will also be favorable for individual motorists, because readjusting the intersection will allow turning from Zeleného Pruhu Street into Nástrži Street. And one factor enabling this is our agreement with the construction team to transform the opaque barrier into a transparent one, which will make the turn visible.
The work takes only a week, so the intersection won't fully close and will stay open during the changes. The dividing island will only restrict turning primarily for buses, which will thus have to drive very carefully and more slowly. Traffic through the intersection will slow during repairs, but it will still be possible. A week of adjustments and restrictions is certainly worth a smoother and above all safer intersection.
That concludes this edition of Weekly News. Thank you for watching and for spending your time with us. If you find this helpful, feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments on our web or social media of Praha TV, and I'll be happy to respond. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead and see you in the next edition.